Hey there, so now we're going to talk about summer savory. And this is a herb that you might have heard of before, but probably haven't really come across fresh or even growing in front of you. So this is the guy that's standing right next to me here. Summer savory has an appearance that, it might remind you a little bit of rosemary or thyme. It's got sort of a darker kind of leaf. I'm going to cut a little bit here to show you guys. Let's cut this all the way down here. So you'll see it has this nice sort of spindly stem, and then you have these nice fine leaves on top, and it will create little branches and structures here. And it's something that, often if you were to buy this and it was coming through a regular distribution channel, it would probably come from somewhere that's growing it outdoors, somewhere that might be growing these kinds of bushes, for a very long time. And so you'll normally get a kind of woodier stem here. Whereas at Farm.One, this is still quite a young plant and it's refreshed quite quickly. And so this stem won't be quite as tough or stiff. And so this greenness that you'll get from us is a little bit different than other places. But what's great about it is that by using it fresh, you can uncover a lot more of these sort of different flavor profiles or different volatile compounds that won't be there if something's like an older plant or it's been sitting in some packaging for a long time. So I really love this plant. What I personally use it on in terms of dishes is, for me, it goes really well with a mushroom dish. So I have something that has a lot of umami kind of flavor. You could either cut it out and put it in the dish just before you serve it, or you can sprinkle on top. So the product that we're growing here is fine enough that literally if you were to tear off a few little leaves, etc., and place them on the plate, they're not going to be tough, and they're going to be easy to eat, and they're going to bring up this amazing kind of savory flavor. You don't need to use very, very much of this. It's got quite a powerful taste. It's in that same sort of family of like rosemary and sage and thyme, and so a lot of those kind of savory notes work really well. Traditionally, this is used a lot with roast chicken, for instance. So if that's the kind of dish that you like, you could pair this with that. Also in sausage making. So a lot of people are liking to, bring out some really sort of savory kind of even though this is called summer savory, kind of wintry flavors going on. You might see this in pies, and certainly where I'm from in the UK, this will be used a lot in that kind of sort of traditional English kind of dishes. But if you're a little bit more inventive, I recommend trying this in a cocktail. For instance, if you were making like something like a sweet vermouth, where we have a class for it, you might use a flavor like this to combine with flavors like gin flavors and other sort of aromatics, and maybe even some dried spices as well. So really versatile kind of ingredient. And I love chefs also using this even on a dessert. Like if you pair something quite sweet and simple with this, which has more of a sort of savory flavor, you can have something really quite complex and cool that goes beyond kind of your traditional flavor pairings. So a lot of fun. In terms of growing this on the farm, it's a little bit slower to grow than something quick like a basil that I have next to me. So it's something that we'll need to put in a system like our deep water culture system here. And to get to the point where we might harvest, it might take us 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks or so before we'll cut that back. And it's going to come back slower, so we can't cut it back as often. But one of the beautiful things about it, and it's a little bit too early, but this plant will eventually produce some little flowers as well. And the flowers are very small and fragrant, and they're great for appearance, but also they've got that really strong summer savory flavor. So really great product, and I suggest you try it. Be inventive.